It was awesome, and
Oh,
I've
that
watched
back
this
thing?
fight. I've rewatched this fight like 10 times. Just the one part where Obi-Wan stands up like Jesus with his hands like that, and then like all the rocks behind him, it just rocks right as you see Vader. Like he's just that was.
What
And
I
then
thought they were
Obi-Wan
gonna do-
grabs in and throws him around with the Force. That was worth it.
I don't want them to face off again. Period. Sorry.
No, I don't think they can. I just
I don't
the-
want it. It doesn't make sense.
the way the fight ended still allows for A New Hope to kind of make sense.
I think it makes for a lot of sense, actually, because we're gonna have to talk to them about the next episode. Can we just move on to the next episode or something? Because I'm just gonna be talking about the next episode.
Jump into the finale.
Okay, so I'm gonna just say my piece before I forget it, because I tend to forget things, because my brain goes everywhere. So the fight scene when Darth Vader thinks he defeats Obi-Wan with the rocks, before Obi-Wan goes beast mode, he references Obi-Wan, who's like, "Oh, I've defeated you, Master." So I think that little master thing, of course he's not being like, I don't know, he might, I don't know. I like that they added the master because it makes more sense for the OG3 original trilogy movies, because he was like, last time we met, yada yada.
I was but the learner, now I'm the master.
Yeah. And so now he's like, okay, it's been this long period of time, and you were the master last time, but now I am. So, and saying that right there still shows us he's still referencing him as master, even though he's Darth Vader fully.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
One thing I mentioned about that, I think 3 weeks ago, when we talked about episode 1, 2, 3, is that I wanted to know how they would find a way to have, obviously, Obi-Wan win a fight at the end, because Obi-Wan has to win if Vader says the last time he got bested. But also, in my understanding, Vader thinks Obi-Wan is dead and is surprised when he sees Obi-Wan on the Death Star. So I thought the fight would end up in a way that Vader loses, but Vader also thinks Obi-Wan died. And Vader clearly knows that Obi-Wan is still alive, because at the end when he talks with the Emperor, he said that he's sending probes everywhere to try to find it. And then the Emperor trolls him and just put it right in his face.
My only guess would be there's so much time that has passed, and Obi-Wan is much older than Anakin, that by the time original trilogy happens, they're all old men, basically. And
like
maybe
10
he
years
just
older.
Yeah, but he's like 70. Like, he looks like he's 70. You know? Like, Alec Guinness looks like he's 70. Does he not?
Alec Guinness, yes.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about Ewan McGregor in this one. I was like, motherfucker,
No.
if you think that's what 70 looks
Oh,
like.
no. I'm saying Alec Guinness. So I'm like, maybe so much time has passed that they're just like, he's dead. But I don't know. I don't think so. He aged like, not like wine, if that was 10 years.
Because
That's
if
what it looks
anything,
like after 10 years.
if after Revenge of the Sith, Anakin is mad at Obi-Wan, I think after this one, he's like it's even worse. Because Anakin fucked him up, and then he didn't even give him the respect to finishing him. He just said, you know what? Fuck off. And he just went away, turned his back on him, and just let him there.
I will say that, like, 45 seconds was one of the most beautiful scenes that I felt like then got erased by bad storytelling. But when he knocks that mask off and you see Darth Vader and Anakin, and you just see in his eye that there's still emotions going on.
And then Obi-Wan, the acting from Ewan was the best. Go ahead.
Who absolutely fucking called that weeks ago?
Well, because they did it in Rebel with Ahsoka, so...
Yeah, I was like, they have to do that again, but live action.
Yeah.
I don't even care. everyone would love that.
I've seen something very poetic on a video today. They said that Ahsoka broke his right side of his mask. Obi-Wan broke the left side of his mask. They both didn't manage to turn him. Luke removed the entire mask and then turned him back.
Damn.
That's cute, isn't it?
That is cute.
Super cute.
Cutesy dootsy.
but just seeing the turmoil in the between the two halves,
Yeah.
and basically telling Obi-Wan like, you didn't kill Anakin, I did. I was just like, that was
Ah.
that was beautiful. And
Yeah.
then to have Obi-Wan go, you are completely lost. Well, anyways, see you later.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
like, what the fuck, dude?
I thought that was perfect, but I'm like, when he walks away, I'm like, Obi-Wan, you could save so many lives, but just chop his head off real quick. Like, just do it. He's right there. He's on his knees. Just chop his head off real quick. But what I liked was you hear a lot of Hayden. That was awesome, and I love hearing the voice. But I also like hearing the Darth Vader voice, like patching it a couple times, a glitch.
Yeah, the big
because it's
Yeah.
broken.
voice. Like Jenna Blender just mentioned, yeah.
Yeah,
Voice.
Phenomenal.
it was the way they did it was like the frequency of it happening was perfect because I think everyone wanted to hear Hayden. Like that's what we wanted to hear.
Yeah.
But also, I really like how that you didn't kill Anakin. You didn't fail Anakin. I killed him type thing was almost closure for him. It was closure. I think that
It was
that was
it was
that
almost Vader
the
trying to
closure.
be Vader trying to like rub it in his face, but at the end it just helped him. It's like I'm trying to be
Yeah.
an asshole, trying to tell you, but in the end, okay, thanks. I guess I was feeling bad. Now I don't anymore because you're just saying me. It's your choice. It's not my fault. Fine.
Right, and then I instantly, when he says that, I instantly also think that's just padding the story that Obi-Wan tells Luke.
Oh,
This guy
yeah.
killed your father, type thing. He's technically not wrong now.
Yeah.
So
The acting of Ewan McGregor on that scene when the mask is broken and you have the camera zoom on his face and he's actually crying and he's looking at Vader and he just says I'm sorry and the guy's crying. It was, I think it's the best.
oh, I cried. I cried.
It was the best acting
even
I think
kidding.
he did in all of Star Wars so far.
Yeah.
It was just an amazing scene. It was a really good episode. Even because that was done in the first like 20 minutes. That fight was over, and then we went on to the other fights.
The boring part.
I
Are
to
you talking about the
see-
Reva?
Yeah.
You don't like that part,
Well, I mean, I liked it as on, but every time we had this awesome fight that's been teased for like 10 years, that was actually fun. That was actually, and then we just keep going to Beru and Owen shooting blasters at Reva, and every time was okay. I mean, good. I don't give a crap. Go back. Can we go back to Vader? Can we go back to Obi-Wan, please?
See, I loved that because it's like Luke is in good hands, and you see the relationship
Yeah.
forming, and you see the love that these two. Luke is not their kid, and they are willing to like die for him.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, fucking Beru, like where did that come from? Like it was basically like, we're gonna kill this bitch. All right, we're
Yeah.
protecting our own.
And she called out Owen as well when he said Obi-Wan's not there anymore, and she looks at him and said, "Whose fault is that?"
Yeah. It was, I don't know, it was beautiful, and it was just, it's kind of, you see the toughness that Owen and Beru have in A New Hope a little bit. They're moisture farmers on this planet, but now you really see what they went through to keep Luke safe. And
Yeah.
I don't know, I don't think I'm ever going to be able to watch A New Hope and see their corpses the same way again.
Yeah, that is sad.
Because it's just like, at first it was like, oh, well, they had to die to get Luke to go. And now it's just like, all they did for him. And he doesn't even like barely.
He doesn't flinch. He says, okay, well, they're dead. Let's go. But
Yeah,
he screams, no! When Ben died, though.
Yeah.
Because Ben looks cool.
It's because he just wanted to go to Dashi Station.
Pick up some
Beru
pork.
did kick ass.
She did. Yeah, she did.
Yeah, she went from having like no screen time to owning that shit. So good.
So
She should have poured some blue milk right beforehand, though. It's like, for your strength.
Yeah.
they got so lucky because they hired these two actors to play in the prequels, and I don't remember if they said any words. They were there like, okay, this is Owen, this is Beru in the background, and it turned out that these two actors are phenomenal. Owen especially, well, I mean, because we got more of him. In every scene, the guy Chris right now was, can we get a series about him? Can we get more of this guy? This actor is phenomenal, and they just got lucky because they had to bring back the same actors that they were almost like background. I would say someone that just goes in the background is not even in the movie. Stand-in
Extra.
That was
extra.
Joel,
They were
Joel
extra.
Edgerton's first credit, because I mean he's been in a lot of things. The guy who played Uncle Owen.
So these guys that were extra in the original movie, they got so lucky that they turned out to be good actors. Can you imagine if they brought him back and they're just like very bad at it?
Yeah.
It was good. I want to know what happens now to Reva. Like, what does she do?
Okay, this is the one thing I wanted to know. Remember, I think it was 2 months ago, we made some predictions about this show. Mm-hmm. One of the prediction I made is that they were going to use this show as a jumping point to create new characters and have them have their own series.
I swear to God, she gets her own series.
In 3 weeks, they will announce Star Wars, a Reva story. And Reva's going to have her show in a few weeks.
You are kidding.
That's what I'm thinking. But it's my prediction. The way it finishes, Reva is going to have her show now. Because they use that series to build her up, to give her some characterization, and now she's just going to end. There's no way there's going to do that.
You know, so, I'm wondering if they're going to do some sort of like, because... You know, this started building the Rebel Alliance. Like, you saw the start, you know, you saw a little bit in Solo and everything. So maybe you start seeing Reva help in the birth of the Rebel Alliance. And maybe it's not just an episode or like show about her, but about the start of the Rebel Alliance, and maybe she'll make cameos. That's kind of my guess. Like, you start
not a Jedi that survived that helps the creation of the... Okay, this is gonna kill me.
There was a lot of hate on her because of shitty reasons, but I have good reasons. I just do not have any interest in her character at all to get another show. Like, I've said this before, sometimes you just don't make shows about minor characters. And I think she was a minor character in the show. Like, it's not even... If this show's about anyone, it's either about Anakin, Obi-Wan, or Leia. It's not about Reva. In my opinion.
But at the same time, like, nobody's have made awesome shows. I mean, The Mandalorian, based off of a nobody, and it's a friggin' awesome show. So they needed a little bit of a boost. So, you know what? You get the right writers to get in here and start developing this character better. I think you got a good show in your hands.
I mean, I would agree, but let's just make good content here and disagree.
That's fair. See, if you pick up on what I said, is you have to hire good writers.
Yeah, but
they haven't proven that they've done that since Mandalorian season 2. So chances are this is going to be a failed venture before it even gets off the ground.
Oh yeah,
because of the fact that they have not done a great job with writing. As much as I loved Obi-Wan, the writing sucked.
Okay, do we think we love coming out what you're just saying, Acton? I agree with you. Do you think we would have loved this series as much if it was about the same story but about another Jedi than Obi-Wan, or is it the fact that it was Obi-Wan and Ewan McGregor that boosted the series to level we enjoyed? Because I agree, the writing was not perfect in any means.
If you put a different Jedi instead of Obi-Wan in this show, I would have fucking hated it.
Okay, what if they put Quinlan Voss, and then when Obi-Wan like acknowledges Quinlan Voss was there, what if he just said Obi-Wan was there? Like, imagine those perfect flip right there, bam.
See, the problem is Quinlan Voss is such a big character to Star Wars fans, but if you're trying to pull in an audience who doesn't know a whole lot about Star Wars, like Quinlan Voss is like, the fuck is that guy?
Well, let's make a show about Reva. Okay, that's awesome,
bro.
When now she's someone.
Stop pulling a fucking asparagus here and gaslighting everything. Twat waffle.
What was that gaslighting?
But no, I would love to see Quinlan Voss in the show. But at the same time, it's just like, you'd have to do a good job of casting. I'd be so picky.
Well, he was already cast. He's an extra in the background in the first movie.
Yeah, but that dude that was like 20 some years ago, almost 30 years ago.
I
Not
think
that
they had
much
him
feedback.
like 2 or 3 episodes in the Clone Wars.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
we're just gonna cast the animator and just
The voice actor.
yeah. That sounds great. Just keep giving me animated shows because those are the ones I really like.
Well, there's too much.
Except for Bad Batch.
I
Bad
just
Batch.
lose interest.
You know, I started losing interest in Bad Batch, and Jedi Blender can attest to this. And then I feel like it turned around, and
Really? Because I
yeah.
gave up mid-season. I liked the beginning, and every episode was
Love
just
the
losing
beginning.
less and less. And at some point, I just said, "Yeah, I didn't care." So I think I stopped midway.
Dude, I remember I
And
was
I
so
didn't
hyped for that
finish it.
show after that first episode. I was like, oh my god, this can be the best show.
Yeah.
It was on pace to be the best. And then it just progressively, it was like, oh, okay. I see where this is going. Oh, I see where this is going. But there's no action. No action.
I still
Or at
think
least
Rebels,
good action to me. But
I still think Rebels is my favorite storytelling out of any of the.
Oh, I'm just gonna be
Yeah.
happy with you here. She's
What?
trying really hard to get me to enjoy Rebel, which, to be fair, I started rewatching again, and I like it more the second time.
I think-
I loved Rebels.
yeah, I think it has the best overarching story.
Yeah.
But I think Clone Wars. Like,
It's
as
too
a
much.
story,
There's
I
like
like the Ahsoka. No, like the last 3 episodes of the final season. That is like Ahsoka. It's just my favorite.
You know,
It's my favorite.
I love
The Siege of
Ahsoka
Mandalore.
arcs in the Clone Wars. Just all of the Ahsoka arcs, I think, are
Yeah.
fantastic. And you have some really good arcs and some like really good Anakin Skywalker arcs. But then there's so many just shitty ones riddled in there, like with Jar Jar or that fucking smuggler. I never
Oh my
remember
god,
his name.
I love that guy. He's the pirate.
I just get
fuck is
so
his name?
irritated.
Who, Cat Bane?
Wando or something.
No.
Yandu.
Oh,
Some-
yeah, okay, the guy with the thick
Hondo.
accent. Hondo.
Hondo. I think it's Hondo.
Hondo. Something.
Cad Bane,
Yeah.
I fucking hate that guy. Oh
What the hell?
no, I'm so glad he got fucking pew.
Dude, I swear they need me in the writing room because it would be a much better show. Literally, Boba Fett.
Yes, please
Boba
hire
Fett
this 20-some-year-old who's never watched an actual good movie in his life. He
Boba
could do
Fett.
a better job.
It's not about the movies. It's about the ideas. Boba Fett would be would be a good show despite all of its troubles. It would be a good show if they brought back Cad Bane instead of Cobb Vanth.
But they brought back both.
No, they brought back Cobb Vanth. They didn't bring
And
back
Cat Bane.
No, Cad Bane's dead.
Yeah, he died at the end of Boba Fett. You can't get killed by Boba Fett.
No. I meant at the end of this season. They only brought back Cobb Vanth by doing the little reworky shit. You know how both of them die and then only one of them gets saved. I think they should have been like, oh, it's been too long since Cobb Vanth. Let's not save him, but we could get Cad Bane, and now he owes his life to us, so he has to be good. But then it's like a Loki, Loki
Dude's
and
like
Thor.
80 years old. All right, fuck off. He's dead. Let him
He's an
stay dead.
alien. He's an alien.
He's been annoying.
You don't know
the
how fast
entire
his
time.
species. You don't know how fast his species ages.
He's a little.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like that a relationship where it's like, okay, I owe you, but I'm not gonna let you trust, or you shouldn't trust me. Type. I don't know.
Jedi Blender seems to have some insider information. Apparently, Cad is not dead.
That's bullshit. See, now I'm mad about that. If he's not dead, if they're not trying to save him, don't re-alive him. That's stupid.
I mean, we are at the point that no one dies in Star Wars, and as I said to Moose earlier, Moose sent me a message this afternoon that says, do people actually die from lightsabers anymore? And then I just made the list of every people who survives, and I just said, yeah, at this point, Qui-Gon would like to know the tricks, because I think so far he might be the only one in all Star Wars that got killed by a lightsaber.
His robot saves him. He's in the middle of the goddamn street, and everyone just saw him get shot. How the hell is he gonna make it out of that?
He didn't get shot. Boba took his,
Or
gaffy
whatever.
stick and just... Ah!
That's
Even
right.
worse. Even
Yeah.
fucking worse.
God, that was so stupid. Humanizing Tusken Raiders, fine, but doing this whole I
Like a
just
Banta.
I hated it so much. Such bad Star Wars. We do need to move it forward a little bit. So, what
One
about
thing.
that last scene?
Which one? Was
there
the
were
one
like
with
three
the
of them.
Emperor? Well,
There
there's
were, like-
one with Vader and the Emperor. There's Obi-Wan on Alderaan.
And then there's the Luke one.
Oh, I was talking about the last.
Oh
Scene.
yes, well yeah, we just talked about Qui-Gon, right?
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
I liked it,
That
but it
was
was
cool.
it was like shining keys over like remember that, but it worked with me. It's a cheap parlor trick. It worked with me. It was not like Anakin one episode ago when I said, "Oh, he looks old," or something weird. It was, yeah, that's Qui-Gon. I just don't go. You talk for like 4 words. You said hello, and now you're going. Stay with me. Give me more. I know. I think you don't like him so much, right? I thought because you think you listed
He's
him
one
as
of the worst Jedis ever, but it was still exciting to see.
Yeah, and somehow he gets a hole in his stomach and it doesn't live. But
Yeah, but a tiny child can do it.
oh yeah, a youngling gets a hole in their stomach. That's the part I don't like about this show either. I'm like, dude, Anakin killed you. Any kid would die if you stabbed them with a lightsaber.
I don't think she got stabbed by Anakin when she was young. I think
Yeah,
it was some kind of PTSD that triggered her when Vader was about to stab her. Because she didn't say she got stabbed. She says she hid throughout the bodies of her dead friends.
Right.
So I
And
think
those
it's just some
flashbacks-
clever artsy editing to make her think that when Vader's about to stab her for the first time, well, for once, when she's older, I think that's the only time she got stabbed by Vader. And she
Also,
just got
there's-
scared of Vader because she saw him as a killing machine when he killed all her friends when she was youngling. By the way,
There's-
Thirsty Sully, you're on some too. Thank you, Ensum.
There's a couple new flashbacks
Ready.
this episode as well. It's not like they just keep showing the same ones. There was a couple new ones, if not just one. And it didn't look, and it looked like he wasn't stabbing. I don't know if you saw that, but at least that's what I noticed.
I don't think she was stabbed as a youngling.
I hope not.
No.
That'd be stupid.
You know, coming down to it, I'm really glad we got season 1 of Obi-Wan. Do you guys actually want a season 2?
Nope. I'm satisfied. I cried at the end of this. That's exactly what I wanted.
I
I'm
would have
satisfied.
wanted season 2 more if they kept that Obi-Wan and Vader fight for second fight for season 2. Because now they can't meet anymore. If they meet one more time, it's going to be too much. It's going to feel like cheap. So what are they going to do for season 2? I think they should, if they want to do season 2, they should have kept the second fight, the like badass fight where Obi-Wan just does like the Jesus pause and throws all the rocks with the camera down and just looks so fucking awesome. They should have kept that for the finale
Yay!
finale of the last season they do. That should have been at the end, not at the end of season 1. Because now, where do they go from here?
You know, off of what Jedi Blender just said, yeah, I could see more of the kids. Like, how are they growing into the heroes that they become?
Yeah.
And as much as I love Ewan McGregor, I don't want any more Obi-Wan. Like, they ended it perfectly. I'm happy with it. If they want to redo the whole thing and start over from the beginning and try and retell it and use better writers, I might be okay with that. But I don't want a season 2 of Obi-Wan. I want a season 2 of something else where maybe Obi-Wan makes an appearance.
Yeah.
But I don't want a second season where it's just all Obi-Wan all the time. Start telling us the story of how the Rebel Alliance is formed, what has to go through the process, how much death occurs to get all these people to fight for them.
And then I have
Maybe
a
a
question,
show about
Agathon.
Ice Cube and Riva forming the alliance.
Agathon, and in Rebels, are they like the whole Inquisitor thing taken down, or are there still Inquisitors by the end of it? Before that like time jump.
I think they're all dead. I think all the Inquisitors have been killed by the time Rebels ends.
Because I don't remember. Because I'm like, it would be cool if Obi-Wan was a part of taking down the Inquisitors. If they were to make a second season. But I know that wouldn't line up with Rebels and stuff like that. But maybe he helps out Rebels or something. Something where, because there's no Inquisitors. There's not even a mention of Inquisitors in the original trilogy. and I'm like, you can't just let them disappear right before the movie starts. You know what I
I
mean?
think the last three though, um, were killed on. God, what planet was that on? Where Ahsoka and Darth
Yeah, I think they were killed
Vader
by
fought?
Maul.
Yeah, I think Maul killed three of them.
One of
Then there
them did
was
his
one.
stupid helicopter thing and just stopped working midair and just fell to his death.
Um, the second sister died in the Jedi Fallen Order game. Reva now counts as one of them, and the Grand Inquisitor was killed in the first season of Rebels. I'm pretty sure they're all dead now. So,
Yeah.
so
Well, I
unless
just
they just start creating more,
It was a mistake to create them to begin with, because now I always like the idea of Vader being like this kind of a guard dog that the Emperor just sends. Like, there's a Jedi there, I'm sending Vader, you go kill them. But now there's another layer that Vader sends. He's not doing the job himself. He's not like this terrifying killing machine that killed all the Jedi. He sends this. So the fact when they brought the idea of Inquisitors to begin with, I was annoyed because I didn't like it. I've learned to live with it. I still don't like it, but I accept it. But it diminishes Vader's role as a terrifying Jedi killing machine when he sends other people, and obviously stupid people, doofus, do his job for him.
Well, they did a good job on this show on not doing too much of just Inquisitors doing the dirty work. They like Vader was like, "All right, step aside. This is my bone to pick."
but also Vader's not even in the second in command. I mean, remember A New Hope? Tarkin was basically giving him orders.
Yeah.
And Tarkin has no friggin' force powers at all. So like they made it seem like maybe Vader was like just ahead of the army or the military force, but no, he just has his ship. So what does Vader even do?
By Papa Palpatine from
Go for Papa Palpatine.
yeah. That's why he's so mad about at Vader all the time.
One last thing that I noted that I wanted to bring with you guys that annoyed me a little. It was not enough to bring the last episode down, but if one thing that annoyed me, it was that. It was Luke being in contact with Reva's lightsaber and being the victim of Reva's force power. Because if I remember correctly, Luke doesn't even believe in the force in New Hope. And when he sees a lightsaber for the first time, he's baffled. What is that? In this episode, he saw a red fucking lightsaber when she was running after him, and she did use the force to put him down the rocks.
I don't think he saw a lightsaber.
He ran away from her. She had a lightsaber in her hand, so you could say that he didn't turn around. But I don't know. She was fighting her family with his big ass red light.
I mean, he was in the back.
I mean, maybe you just like it was a whole trauma thing. Like maybe Uncle Owen and Aunt Brewer's like, "Oh, baby, no, it was some Tuscans that attacked you. Did you dream something different? Oh, honey." So.
And then maybe
that's
he thought he slipped when he like the force.
Yeah.
I don't think the force
Maybe.
I don't think the force feels like someone's grabbing you with a hand. So maybe he doesn't know what the force is. So imagine
I think
one
it does,
day.
because when you get force choke people, the reaction is to just put their hands up.
Yeah, but it doesn't necessarily mean a hand. It's just like if that's where pressure is being applied, you're gonna put your hand there. But
Yeah,
I don't know.
I guess Jedi Blender is he just got knocked unconscious and suppressed it. Like
Yeah, I think it's funny that he got knocked out, so he doesn't remember any of it. It's like all this shit happens around him, but he was passed out for it.
They found a way to address all the criticism people could have, and I'm gonna give them at least that. Because as long as the season was going on, people were kind of finding some plot holes and missed connection to the original series. And that last episode did fix a lot of those. So there was a lot of people saying that it's stupid that in New Hope, Leia sends a message to Obi-Wan, and she doesn't even acknowledge that she knows him. She just said, "You served my father in the Clone Wars. Help us," and not like, "You're the guy that I view as a friend. You saved me. We had adventures together." She's like super informal with him. But at the end of the episode, he tells her directly, "Nobody has to know." So he told her like, keep it. So maybe she's doing it on purpose, like in case someone intercepts the message. So there's no. Little things like that. The line when last time we fought, I was but the learner, now I'm the master. It works because Vader got his ass handed to him, and Obi-Wan fucked him up, and it was awesome. And I've watched this fight like 10 times. Just the one part where Obi-Wan stands up like Jesus with his hands like that. And then like, all the rocks behind him, it just rocks right as you see Vader. Like he's just that was and then Obi-Wan grabs in and throws him around with the Force. That was worded.
What I thought they were gonna do there was Obi-Wan was just gonna stand there when the rocks were gonna come in, and I thought eventually it was gonna start tearing away at his armor, and I thought that's when his armor was gonna get damaged, because I literally was waiting for his armor to get damaged and us hear his voice. Like I was like, this is where it has to go, and so I was hoping like a rock hit him in the face, and then it's just like you hear that classic noise, the same noise that's in Rebels of his broken
Respirator.
Or in Return of the Jedi.
It was a beautiful scene. It was beautifully done. Overall, do you guys think this is the best Star Wars TV show we've gotten yet?
No, but Mandalorian is better.
Mandalorian season 1, not season 2. Season 1 is the most I was excited by a Star Wars show. I think it was more equal, and as far as I remember it, I'm gonna rewatch it soon, and maybe I'm gonna find out some episodes I like less. But in my memory, all the episodes of Mando season 1 I liked, and I would like to watch. This season has hit and misses. It was very unequal. I would rewatch the fuck of that final fight between Vader and Obi-Wan like forever. I will watch that. It's almost, in a very different way, almost on the same level as the Mustafar duel for me, for many different reasons. I still hate those lightsabers or those LCD lightsabers that gives like weird glow, but I can get over it. I can get over it because they did it. Even Obi-Wan does the pose with his lightsaber here like he does with Grievous, and they brought everything. They do like little twirls. They do like the thing they do on Mustafar. No, it was what I wanted it to be. It looked cheap because it's a TV show, but I
was very happy with it. Yeah.
I personally didn't think it looked cheap. I thought it looked great. I'm not as picky.
True. Out of the three of us, I think Asparagus is the pickiest.
Oh, for sure. Easily.
Which we need someone to be picky. So thank you for filling that role.
My pleasure.